the actual month that it came out, it was October. And I know during around this time, 1994, that's when Soul in the Hole had came out. So that gave guys from the Midwest a chance to look at, because we ain't do no traveling at that time, look at New York basketball, you know, through Booger. You know what I'm saying? And Kenny Kings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just had a big event here, Metaverse AND1 event that all the guys and Booger showed up. You know,
wow.
Yeah, man. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, Booger became like this mythical, like, yo, is it real? Is he real? You know, because Booger just pop up somewhere. But yeah, you know, because Skip and all those guys were there, Booger just popped up.
Wow.
So, you know, to have like Skip, Booger, you know, of course, Sauce and Half Man and all those guys, Shane, my man Lance Stevenson showed up, just to have all those guys in one place at one time. It was incredible, man. But man, it just the stories these dudes was telling, and it was crazy, man. It was crazy. Yeah, man. That's dope though, man. Like you said, we got a chance to see, you know, Chicago basketball, and you know, when you guys, how important it was for you guys in high school, and like we never knew about what going downstate was.
Right.
We never knew about stuff like that. So to see it, and you know, we was like, wow, you know, that's crazy, man. So yeah, man, it was a great inspiration for us, man. You played ball, was a fan of basketball, just to see that documentary was cool, man.
Hoop Dreams, the podcast, an Unlearning Network production.
Joining us today, man. I love these ones, Agee, because this my guy here. This my dog. This my boy. Joining us today, man, on the Hoop Dreams podcast is, listen to this, co-CEO of the Rucker Brand.
Yes, sir.
Not just the co-CEO of the Rucker Brand, but he's also the brand director and head sports marketing for the infamous and famous AND1 basketball.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Agee, we gonna do it right today. We like to welcome to the Hoop Dreams podcast, the one, the only, Dexter Gordon. I'm Will Gates, and that's my dog.
Arthur Agee, man. Thanks for coming on the show, Dex, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate being here. And just let me say, man, it's an honor being on here with you guys. And as I was telling Will, I said, man, any young hooper or anybody that's in basketball that hasn't seen that Hoop Dreams documentary, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to see that documentary, man. I mean, to hear these brothers' story, you know, on the court, off the court, you know, man, hey, man, it's a blessing, man. I'm excited to be on here with y'all, man. It's an honor. It's an honor being on here with you guys, man.
I'm glad you brought that up, because you know what? That's actually my first question for you, man. When was the first time that you saw Hoop Dreams?
I think, let me see, what year did Hoop Dreams come out?
94.
94. I was out of college actually, but you know, trying to play overseas, trying to keep that hoop dream alive. And hey, trying to keep that dream alive, and just watching that documentary, man, and seeing you guys, you know, the things that you went through on and off the court, and actually, you know, just seeing, you know, somebody that we could relate to.
Yeah.
You know, that was us. You know, and just seeing, you know, and some of the things that, you know, we saw off the court, on the court was like, man, that's my family. That's the same kind of stuff I'm going through. And, you know, man, so I saw it, you know, I was out of college, still trying to, you know, play overseas and still trying to do things, man. And that's when I saw it, and I was just inspired, man, by everything that you guys went through, man. So yeah, it was good for me, man. I enjoyed it, man. Like, you know, it's like, hey, man, I laughed with y'all, cried with y'all, celebrated with y'all, man. It was just like some emotional stuff, man. Just seeing what y'all guys was going through, man, and just, you know,
hey, Dex, it's so crazy. And actually,
Yeah, man.
Dex, I got so many questions for you, man, just about streetball life, the inception of it. But before we get into that,
Yep.
man, Agee and I, man, we want to personalize this a little bit more.
Okay.
We want to know the Dexter Gordon origin story, man. Where
Okay.
did you grow up? What was your neighborhood like? Describe it to us.
I was born in Greenville, Mississippi. Moved to Texas at a very young age. A lot of my family moved to Texas. We moved to this place called Galveston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Galveston.
Shout out to Juneteenth.
There you go. There you go. Hey, that's a funny story too. I've been knowing about Juneteenth since I was little. So I remember when I first came to New York, and that's one of the things like, hey, y'all don't celebrate Juneteenth here? When I came here to go to college in like '88, and they were like, what is Juneteenth? So now it's a federal holiday, but we've been celebrating it down there for, long as I, been down there. So, but yeah, I grew up Galveston, Texas. Then like my junior high school year, I moved to another small town called Lamarck, Texas, which is right across the causeway. It's in between Houston and Galveston. One of the most famous people that we had that went to our high school was, I don't know, I'm sure you guys remember, Phi Slamma Jamma back in the days.
Absolutely.
The starting point guard, Alvin Franklin. Alvin Franklin. Yeah, he went to Lamarck High School, grew up in Lamarck. Went to Lamarck High School, man. I graduated in '88. Came to New York on a basketball scholarship. Went to Brooklyn College when they were D1. And I was like, hey, man, as soon as I finished with college, I'm getting out of New York, man, because it was culture shock to me. I came from a small town in Texas to New York, so it was kind of culture shock to me, so, when you go to college, you kind of, it's a shock going from high school to college already. And then if you're changing locales and you're going from a different city, it's kind of a shock. So it was all kind of, shock to me, just New York and just the speed of New York and how slow Texas is and just coming to New York. And I said, as soon as I graduate, man, I'm going right back to Texas. But I ended up, man, I remember calling my mom, man, my freshman year crying, like, I want to come home. And my mom was like, for what? What you coming home for? Ain't nothing here. Like, she was like, no. She was like, don't be calling me with that nonsense. My freshman year, man, had a great freshman year. I was among the top 10 in scoring among freshmen. Averaged like 15 points, 8 boards a game. All these other colleges, a lot of schools down in Texas started like, hey, hitting up my dad and stuff saying, hey, what about him coming back to play? My mother was like, no. She was like, that man gave you an opportunity to go to that school and you're going to stay there. So I ended up, playing 4 years, got my degree. Of course, trying to chase that dream after that. I actually, out of college my senior year, I got drafted they didn't have the G League back then, they had the CBA.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's I followed that dream, man. Then I actually had instead of leaving my senior year, I had another year to get my degree. And I was like, listen, man, they're gonna pay for this. And I'm like, thinking, I'm like, man, you don't know what's gonna happen in basketball, because people always say I can go back and finish.
Right.
You don't know. So I said, man, listen, I'm gonna finish, let them pay for this year. Who knows what could have happened. Then after that, I was like, hey, man, still want to try to pursue this dream. But, like in 95, my daughter was born, and I kind of was like, I don't want to chase this dream no more, but I love the business of basketball. I love the business of basketball. So, just really start getting into the business side, work for a few marketing companies. I ended up, I was head of grassroots at Converse for a couple of years. That's when they first got, when I first started working there, that was the year they signed Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
So we had like Dwayne, we had like Kirk Heinrich, Chris Bosh, had some pretty good players, Andre Miller was at Converse at the time. And then also around 97, 98, I met my business partner, Chris Rucker. We had a great conversation. We started the Rucker Brand. And then I really just, man, fell in love with the business of basketball, man.
So D, when you had your daughter,
yeah,
how did you really make that transition, for networking? Like, man, I got to get a real motherfucking job now. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to go out and bring some real bread to the crib. What was that first basketball business job that you felt that you got when you had your daughter? You was like, okay, I could do this shit.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when my partner Chris and I, when we started the Rucker Brand, it was crazy how we started that. It used to be this big apparel show in Vegas called the Magic Show.
Yep.
And I was out there and I saw, some guys, they were pitching Rucker jerseys. So I went to talk to them and I'm like, just trying to get a background. Oh yeah, Rucker, I'm from New York, know about Rucker. And it was some guys, they were based in Seattle. And I was like, I would love to talk to you guys about, basically helping you guys. I'm based in New York. I'm on the ground where, the Mecca where Rucker is, where you guys are in Seattle. So, and they were like, hey, Chris Rucker, he lives in Brooklyn too. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I went back, connected with my man, Chris. And I said, so what is your relationship with those guys as far as Rucker? And he was like, yeah, man, they kind of just want my family to sign off on stuff and get out the way. And I was like, that's not just a brand or a tournament. That's your family's name. So I was like, yeah, that's not. And I was like, so why don't you tell them, like, let us be the eyes and ears on the ground here in New York because they're based in Seattle. And he went back and asked them, like, hey, I kind of want to be more involved in a brand. And they were like, nah, we don't want that.
Wow.
So I'm like, what? So I was like, listen, man, we probably can, let's get on this ourselves. Let's do the business side, because the name wasn't even trademarked for, apparel,
for
footwear.
Apparel. Right.
Yeah. So we did the business side of it and basically told them, we're going to do this ourselves.
Right.
So, we started pitching it, man, getting doors slammed in our face because everybody thought Rucker was just a local thing, but it was known.
See, that's the thing, Dex. How was they able to, what was they moving off of? The Seattle guys. If they didn't have the trademark, you don't own the name Rucker. So how are they going to tell him, like, no, we want you to stand outside. We're going to handle this.
Well, because before I linked up with him, of course, he didn't, he just thinks, okay, my grandfather started the tournament, blah, blah, blah. They want to help us do this. And, when they told him, nah, we got this. At first he was just like, oh, okay, cool. But then after I kind of sat and talked to him about it, he was like, yeah, you're right, man. This is kind of our legacy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be more involved in this.
Yeah.
So, of course, we got a lot of doors slammed in our face with people just thinking it wasn't a brand. But we just kept working. And actually our first order was, back in the days, it was a store called Dr. J's. And we went to the guy, the owner, Billy Rudnick, and just pitched him the shirts. And he was just like, yo, I love it. I want to order every t-shirt. He was like, cool. And it's crazy how so many doors opened up because of Rucker. Like, I went to the people at Converse to talk about possibly doing some stuff with Rucker. And of course, they were like, well, we don't know, but you seem to know a lot about this grassroots stuff and about basketball. How would you like to come help us out? So I'm like, cool, but I'm telling you, I'm going to continue to work on my Rucker stuff as well.
Okay.
So, like I said, I worked with them for like a couple of years, but
they still didn't get it right.
So I was like, man, I want to concentrate and put my energy on this Rucker thing. So, I kept doing like a lot of consulting things for marketing companies, basketball wise and stuff, but I kept, trying to do the Rucker thing. And what we kept finding out is a lot of people wanted to rub up against that Rucker name and use it for credibility. But when it was time to sit and talk business, nobody want to talk business.
Yeah, damn.
Everybody want to, oh yeah, let's do. But when it's time, hey, let's talk some real business about really partnering. to do some things. And that's kind of a problem that we're having to this day, and my partner Chris gets frustrated about that. People don't understand it's not just a brand, but it's a family name. So if you look, man, it's so much bootleg Rucker stuff out there, and people just using the name, and so we're trying to get all that under control now. And it's so crazy. That's how I got the AND1 job.
Wow.
Where I went to AND1 about, hey, what if we brought Rucker under the AND1 umbrella?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a lot of people still don't kind of get it, So again, they were like, hey, but you seem to know a lot about basketball and the business. How would you like to, but and that's how I actually got the AND1 job, and I've been there ever since. And me and my partner, we still working, on the Rucker side, and we just had a relaunch that we went Foot Locker. Big up to Foot Locker.
I seen that setup, and I seen that set. That's a nice setup.
Yeah, and shout out to
the West Side's product up in there.
Yep, and shout out to my man Jed Berger, who's the head of global marketing for Foot Locker, but and the whole team at Foot Locker, because people kept asking us about bringing the brand back, because we did have a successful run with this company called Stahl and Dean. They're kind of like Mitchell and Ness.
Yeah.
And we had a very successful run with them, but it got to a point that the partner that we had in it, he started kind of not seeing our vision of what we wanted to go with it. So we felt it was best to part ways. But we built some great relationships over the years, and the thing with Foot Locker is they came with this program called the Leads program and the Homegrown program, where they were pinpointing Black-owned brands and homegrown brands, New York brands, and they were helping these brands to get back in Foot Locker, and that was how we relaunched. We've had 2 successful launches in Foot Locker, and the next one is scheduled for around All-Star Weekend of 23.
Yeah,
but we're now in talks with some different brands, different companies about, really trying to take the Rucker brand to the next level. But it's been a blessing with me too, working with AND1, man. I love it, man.
Hey, Dex, you know what they say? They say you ain't famous until somebody knock you off, man.
Hey, man, exactly.
You ain't famous till somebody try to knock you off and replicate you. Hey, that's a form of gratitude and respect and situation. But hey, you just can't be going around sullying our brand like that. Just
exactly, man.
A fucking AND1 man on the t-shirt, and y'all trash talking shirts, and you could tell when it's a fake AND1 because it sound like it don't even sound like playground trash talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'll score on you and you can't score on me.
and it's so crazy, man, with AND1, man. It's just, you see a lot of these other brands, and it's crazy because back in the days, I remember when they were like AND1 messed up basketball and did this. But now if you look on ESPN, all you see is highlights, and now all these high school kids got mixtapes.
Yeah.
And you see other brands. I'm not gonna say no names, but they're trying to do where they take 5 guys and pull up to the park, and they have like an open run and they play.
Yeah.
So everybody's trying to do it, man. But AND1 has changed this culture, man, with the whole hip hop and bringing hip hop and basketball together. And at one point in the league, man, at the height of AND1, over 40% of the players in the league wore AND1, and all of them weren't signed to AND1.
Right.
They just wanted to be a part of the culture, dude. The trash talk, and and it was just a great time, man. As you said, big up, the 30 for 30, my man Brian Mickens, my man Seth Free. Big up on the 30 for 30, man, just to show, because now it's like you introducing it to a new generation.
Yeah.
With the mixtapes and the players, man, it's like you're reintroducing it, man. And we look forward to, man, to reintroducing it to that new generation. And, next year's the 30th anniversary of the brand, which we got some dope plans to bring back, a lot of the stuff, the mixtape tour, the bus, the open runs, finding those new streetball guys. We look forward to it, man. We got a lot of dope stuff coming. It's going to be great.
And it's needed too, man. But I'm right there with you, man. Send a shout out to Free. said, "Free, you next, man. We coming to get you. You next, man." I want to ask you, Dex, about this, man, particularly with the AND1, because AND1 got two stories.
Yep.
You know, they got the early story and story now, the rebirth. Talk to us about that early story, because you're right. AND1 had become not just, street ball, but it crossed over everything. Yep. You couldn't walk down the street without seeing somebody on with a T-shirt. And Agee, you remember what we used to go to? We used to have, stores in the neighborhood. You go to Maury Majors, you go to all these stores to get you some AND1 kicks just to see the new colors coming out. Yep. But give us the history of AND1, and then kind of dive into what happened to AND1.
Yep. I mean, the brand started in '93. It was three college kids, man, three guys who it was a project, a school project that started, and it was just about, if you could start a business, a whole business plan and everything. And when they did that, they saw like, it was some like, wait a minute, this could actually work, not just for a school project. Yeah. And I remember being in New York, and I think it was a tournament in New York we had back in the days called Dunker's Delight. And I remember these dudes pulling up in a car and pulling out T-shirts out the trunk. And it was with the AND1, the Racist Faces Man, with this logo, the AND1 with the hook. And everybody was like, okay, what is that? And they were just going from park to park, giving out shirts. Wow. So everybody was like, okay, what is that? And of course, AND1, anything about ball, that's right. Basketball vernacular. You can't, you got guys, get that bucket AND1, that foul, that's just, that's just part of the slang.
They scream it. They scream it.
They scream it. You know what I'm saying? So it just started picking up traction, man. And like you said, they just started bringing to the masses the things that we were hearing and doing in the hood. They just brought it to the masses. The trash talk. Come on, man. How long y'all play ball? Trash talking been around for how long?
Forever.
But to see it on a shirt.
Yeah.
To see a company that celebrated, when guys were on the court, crossing guys over, talking trash, and to see it celebrated like we never had that before.
Right.
Because remember back in the days, man, a lot of coaches wanted you to be playing on vanilla. Yeah. Hey, man, run that play, run that pick and roll, run that, they ain't want you they ain't want you doing all that, man. But to see a company that celebrated that, that celebrated what we were doing, because hey, man, like, what you saw on the tape, I saw in the Hoop Dreams documentary, man, when you guys were in school, sometimes it was playing on vanilla.
Yep.
You had to run that play. But I'm sure
when y'all, where I went,
but I'm sure, when y'all went run, just go run some pickup and run in the hood, I'm sure y'all was getting y'all,
Hey, that's so crazy that you say that, because see, most guys that, too, because you grew up around our same era. Yep. Most guys didn't have that, and we call that high IQ character, where we could play playground and also play structure. You know what I'm saying? And we call that being coachable, being able to run a system, still do your thing and be good, in the system. But if we on that playground, it's a whole nother level we going to on that shit.
Yeah, because a lot of dudes get it twisted. They feel, oh yeah, he played for this school, he played for that. Yeah. But when he come in this playground, blah blah blah. But you gotta understand, back in the days, that's what we learned the game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We learned the game in the playground. When you was younger, you playing with the older guys and getting hit in the mouth, and they dare you to call a foul. We learned it in the playground. So like I said, AND1 celebrated that, man, and it just took it to a whole new level, man. And then, when their first big NBA player they signed was Stephon Marbury, a kid from Coney Island who, like you said, he could give it to you any way you want it.
Yeah.
He can give it to you in that structure, or I can give you that other thing you want too.
Yeah.
So, when Steph, signed, and then, other players started getting on, then, they eventually, when they signed, Kevin Garnett, You know, when they had Kevin Garnett for a little while, but then when you start signing those different players, man, and then when they were like, yo, it's something out here to signing those street ball guys too. You know, and then it just went to another level, man, when let's be honest, man, a lot of kids can't afford to go to an NBA game. But when you see the kid that comes and play in your park every week, and now you see him on TV.
Yeah.
Now you see him on the mixtape. Now you see him going around the country, you know, and these kids are being celebrated. Then as soon as the tour is over, he's right back in the hood, you know. He's in the hood shaking hands. And these kids were like, wow. You know, these kids were like, wow.
Here's the other
man.
thing too, though, Dex, that we haven't even talked about, but it was also affordable. Like you can go to the store and get you some top quality kicks.
Yep.
And they'll be right next to a Jordan. They'll be right next, you know, to an Adidas shoe.
Yep.
But you look at that AND1 and you go like, okay. Because, man, first of all, I remember that Kevin Garnett commercial y'all did. It was fire. He was in the rain. Boy, it was fire. It was fire.
Yep.
But y'all not only changed culture.
Yep.
It, to me, and this is my question for you, it was such a representation of the inner city.
Yep. Yep.
Where did the man come in at? Because that's the cat there. Just take off your shirt, your skins and shirts.
Yep.
Where did the man come from?
Well, the thing is, sometimes you could do a logo or you could do something that one, whether it's a culture or one person can connect to. But the thought was, we're going to do a raceless, faceless man. Where every race can connect to it, everybody can connect to it. He's just a ball player.
Yep. Yep.
You don't know what race he is. You don't know what he is. So whether he's white, black, you know, Hispanic, whatever it is, Asian, he's just a ball player. That's me.
Yep. With no shirt on.
You can't say it's one race. You can't say it's one da-da-da. You can't say, you couldn't see none of that. You just see a ball player. And like we all know, man, you could have 5 guys on the court that speak 5 different languages. But when they get on the court, they know, yo, as a team, we got to get that ball in that hoop.
Yep.
And that's, you know, and a lot of barriers are knocked down on that court. So that's where it came from. Like, we don't want just one race to connect to it. We don't want just one culture to connect to it. This is every ball player, all things basketball. So everybody can connect to that player.
Man, I'm just thinking about y'all had Rafa and Stephon Marbury and Kevin Garnett and my boy from St. Louis.
Sprewell.
Yeah. Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes.
Oh, Larry Hughes.
I was,
yeah, dude. It was
thick.
It was insane, man. And then, you know, just to take it to another level, just to get the greatest street ball players, you know, where it's crazy because we had this conversation with people like, what is the criteria for being a street ball legend?
Right.
Like there's no boom, boom, boom. What is the criteria? Like,
right.
And a lot of people thought because you made that AND1 team, you were a legend.
Right.
But there was no, you know, what's the criteria? Like to me, like I had this conversation with all the street ball guys, with Skip and all these guys. Like, what is the criteria? Like, because to me, to be a legend, you can't just dominate in your city.
Right.
Or even in your city, you can't just play in this one tournament. Like like the only one I know, like Skip, to me, it's a different. Skip was more of an icon, man.
Yeah.
Skip was really an icon. Like he played in every tournament. Skip would go play. And then he was in the league, Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so Skip to me was like on a different level, man. But you had guys like, you know, Alimo, like Escalade, like, you know, you had some guys, man. You had Shane, you had Main Events, you had a lot of these guys played college ball too. So that's why I don't understand where the misconception come in where a lot of these guys couldn't play ball.
Strick was part of y'all too, right? John Strickland?
Yeah, Big Strick.
He's a legend out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, you had guys that played college ball, that played ball, that could really get down. AO.
Yep.
You know, AO played in the G League. You had guys that played college ball, but, you know, for whatever reason, they didn't make it to the NBA level. But you had guys that had NBA talent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and so it was that whole conversation about NBA versus AND1. You know, I think it's a two-way street because I think you have a lot of NBA guys that I don't know if you remember the commercial that they had where Half Man Half Amazing, you know, when they was in the limo and he was like, hey, you know, when things get in the hood, he said when things get in the hood, things change.
That's right.
When you come in the hood, when you come to the hood, things change. And I've seen a lot of NBA guys come to Rucker and come to these tournaments, and it's a different beast, man. You ain't getting them calls. The fans is on your back. They calling you. It's just a different thing, man. And it could be the other way around, where a streetball guy couldn't, you know, because I think to play in the NBA, it's not just physical, it's mental.
Yeah.
You got to have mental, man. 82 game grind, playoffs, you know, the travel, the off the court things that are going on, the money, and you remember streetball, a lot of times you play when you want to play.
Yeah.
In the NBA, sometimes your body's sore, you're hurting, you don't feel like playing, but guess what?
Your ass got to play.
You got to play, man. So I think it's a two-way thing, man. It's a two-way thing.
But it's a different love too, though. It's a different type of love.
Yes.
When you playing in the hood, when you playing on the court, you already know what that means to you personally. Yeah. See, when you play in the league, and this is just my own personal take on it, when you play in the league, you can block that out, but you can't block the hood out. You know, somebody don't like your game in the league, but when you in the hood, you can't block that out because you gonna hear it.
You gonna hear it. You gonna hear it.
You can't block that out.
And you can't block that out.
The one story Julius Erving told me and my partner Chris. He said, "Man, I'll be honest with you. When I was in the league, he said I could take some nights off. You know, it might be a team that we could kill." And he was like, "Yo, I could really take some time off, take some nights off. You know, on some players, you know, on some team." He said, "Dude, when I come to play at Rucker," he said, "I had to bring my game every night because it was somebody there that was going to try to get their name off of me."
Off of me. Oh.
He said, I could never come in there and be like, "Oh, I'm just going to take," nah. He said, "Dude," he said, "the first time I played in Rucker," you know, Julius Erving's from Long Island.
Right.
He said, "Man, I walked in the park and I don't know if you, that iconic picture where he's standing on the court and there's people sitting on top of the buildings and in the trees." And he was like, "I'm not going to lie." He said, "I was nervous." He said, "I was nervous and I was you know, because I'm walking in that park and there's people all over the place, you know." And he just said, "I had to bring my game every time I played at Rucker, man." You know, imagine the,
Right. I was going to ask you this. Where did the West Siders come from? Like, what did that name, why did he play for that team?
Well, I don't know if you know Peter Vesey. Yeah. Peter Vesey was a big columnist. You know, I think he was for the one of the New York papers. And I think he was the coach, and also one of our friends, Coach Purcell, you know, he passed away, you know, great friend of ours. He was one of the coaches. And that was just like a name that they had. And a lot of people don't understand, on that team that played, one of the guys that played with Julius Erving was Charlie Scott.
Okay.
Charlie Scott was the first Black scholarship athlete at North Carolina.
Right.
So, you know, he played at North Carolina, great player, you know, and him and Julius Erving played on the West Siders together. You know, and, you know, it was just crazy, man. Just when you get with those guys, man, you start hearing the stories about Rucker, and, you know, when Wilt Chamberlain played there and Kareem played there, and, you know, when Earl Monroe played there, and, you know, all these guys that played there, it's just amazing to hear the stories, man.
Yeah. It's so crazy to hear you say that, because where Will lived at Cabrini Green, that was like the North Side Rucker.
Okay.
So I mean, all the cats that was in the NBA playing with the Chicago Bulls, tell them that it used to be sponsored by a beer company.
Yeah. It was very, very, very similar to the Rucker brand. I mean, we called it the Avenue. That's what it was called. It was the Avenue, because it was the Chicago Avenue Park, and everybody was there. I mean, man, and you talking about nicknames, which we want to ask you about some of these nicknames and how they got them. But yeah, they had nicknames like the Mojo Man, you know. Dr. Pepper, Dr. Dunkerstein. I mean,
Yep.
it was insane.
Yep.
And I often wonder, did Chicago, was somebody in New York
Yep.
saw that and brought that back this way.
Yep.
But the question I wanted to ask you though, Dex, was, man, and tell me if this is just too much too, but AND1 was on such a high.
Yep.
What happened?
I think like we said, man, AND1, it was for us. It was for the culture. And when the bus was going to the parks and it was going to the hood, that's when it was at its highest.
Yeah.
But I think with anything, when you start seeing, oh, wait a minute, this could be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And you start thinking corporate.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, they doing the tour. It's in arenas. It's in, and then sometimes with anything, man, you start watering it down. It's not authentic no more.
Okay.
It's not authentic no more, man. It's not, and that's when it kind of, it kind of started kind of getting watered down. And then, the company was sold a couple of times. And sometimes when you, when you get, like certain, when you get certain owners, sometimes it's a disconnect to the culture.
Yep.
When they don't really know, and it's just a numbers game now.
Yeah.
But it's not really a connection to the culture no more, and really what it's about. It's not only about, the dollars that are coming in.
Right.
So that's kind of what happened, man. But now, we're trying to get back to the culture now.
Yeah.
We're trying to get back to, what it means to the culture. Because when I first got here, I had to really explain to everybody what this brand meant to the culture.
Right.
What it meant to the culture and how it combined that music, with the basketball, and how, like we said, it brought our culture to the masses.
Yeah.
It brought what we had been seeing our whole life playing ball to the masses now. The trash talk, the music. Because come on, man, every time you play in the park, somebody got the radio bumping out there.
Absolutely.
Somebody got the radio bumping out there. Even the fashion.
Yeah.
With the tour with AO and those guys with the headbands and the wristbands and the high socks and the, the baggy shorts and the jerseys. And dude, that stuff we see in the hood every day.
Yeah.
And how about the fact that you ain't leaving the park until the game is over, even if everybody got to turn their headlights on.
Right. Hey, Dex, we also got a connection with one of our guys. I guess he helped do the foot action deal, Mark Williams. Dr. Mark Williams.
Yep.
You remember him? He's a real good friend of me and Williams.
Okay. And then I saw y'all have my man Dallas Stokes on here too.
Oh, yeah.
My man Dallas, man. That kid, Dallas was a protege, man. I remember when I was at Converse, Dallas was there, man. They brought Dallas in at an early age and was letting him just run the design department, man. Talented dude. And he was a big part of AND1's history. In designing shoes and stuff like that, man. If I'm telling you, man, if you search in this industry, in the basketball business, you got so many guys who came from this AND1 tree.
Right. Yeah.
That are at different companies, that are now with NBA teams, that are now with a good friend of mine, Scott O'Neal. He was one of the guys that was at AND1, and then I don't know if you remember. AND1 later they branched off and did this thing called Hoops TV.
Yeah, I remember Hoops TV.
Yeah, where they used to stream games, and they the ones that start, with the mixtapes, and they started really doing that. And Scott did that. Man, next thing I know, Scott was, he was the CEO of Madison Square Garden, and then he was the CEO of the Sixers. And, but if you look, that family tree, it's so many people that have branched off that started at AND1.
Yeah.
And that kind of, that changed that culture, man. It was just, I remember when I first went to their first office in Paoli, Pennsylvania, they had a compound like with a gym and, where the mixtape players used to train before a tour. And man, I remember I walked in there, man, and just that energy of, they had the hip hop going, the mixtapes playing on the TVs, and the people that worked there were walking around in the AND1 shorts and trash talk tees.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
this is incredible.
Damn.
This is incredible. Just that energy, man. And just, like I said, man, it's just, I think, just getting people to reintroduce what AND1 meant to the culture, man. I think that 30 for 30 was a big part of showing, like letting people know.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and like you said, a lot of NBA players, they'll tell you, you know, big up to Hot Sauce, big up to, you know, a lot of these guards, that's where they got it from. You know, a lot of these guys that was on the tour, you know, from AO to Sauce to Skip to, you know, to all these guys, to Alimo to, you know, to Escalade to, you know, all these dudes, Shane the Dribble Machine. And, you know, that's where a lot of these guys got a lot of this stuff from, man.
Yeah.
But it's reflective in their game. I mean, I don't think we got a Kyrie Irving without AND1. You just don't. I don't think you got a Steph Curry without AND1. I mean, you know, it's interesting. But Dex, we want to do this with you real quick, man. We got this thing called halftime.
Okay.
And Agee and I are gonna hit you with some quick hitters, man, and then we're gonna get right back into this thing.
Okay. Cool.
So, Agee, you want to hit with the first quick hitter?
All right, let me hit you with this one.
Okay.
Who are the top NBA players that you got to see play at Rucker?
Oh, man.
That you physically was there and you saw them.
AI. Of course, Steph. Steph used to play every summer when he came home. Skip. Jamal Crawford. Who else did I see, man? You know, a lot of the older guys, that was before my time, but you know, you hear the stories.
Right.
Who else did I see there, man? It's so many guys, man. Who else did I see? Shaq came but never played. LeBron came, never played, though. Who else, man? Joe Smith.
Okay.
Joe Smith.
Seen Joe Smith. Oh, Stevie Franchise.
Ooh.
Stevie Franchise.
Okay.
One dude, he made the league, I think, later, though. Conrad McRae.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I got a story about him. We're going to talk about after this, though. Go ahead, hit him, Will. I'll take them. That's what's up.
This might be a little tough for you, Dex.
Okay.
Give me your top 3 or 4 guys.
Oh, okay.
That played in the Ruckers.
Okay.
But never made the league.
Oh. Oh, man. Alimo. Alimo, Black Widow.
Damn.
Man. Dude, it's so many, man.
I know.
Oh my God. It is so many dudes. Man.
And don't forget that cat who didn't even have on gym shoes can come out and give you 40 in his boots.
Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. It's so many dudes, man. I mean, you got guys from old school I never seen play, but you heard the stories, man, like that turned down NBA deals. Like Joe Hammond, Joe the Destroyer Hammond.
Yeah.
Man. Top 3, that's hard, boy. There's so many of it. Top 3 is hard, man. Because you had guys like Strick. You had Big Strick. You know, guys from back in the days, Pee Wee Kirkland.
Pee Wee.
Dang, man, it's a lot, man. Like I said, a lot of the guys that were on the mixtape tour, man. You know, like Main Event, Half Man, Half Amazing. Yeah, man, it's a lot, man. But I think I'll go with Alamo. AO didn't make the league, but he made the G. He played G League.
Okay.
I would go with Alamo. I would go with Joe Hammond, and then I would go with I'll go with Pee Wee.
Pee Wee Kirkland.
Yeah.
You think that's tough? Wait to see what Agee asks you next.
Your favorite AND1, your 3 favorite AND1 sneakers.
Oh.
Only can be 3. Somebody gonna be mad. Like, damn, Dex, you ain't think my shit was hot.
So you meant player sneaker or just sneakers in general?
Just any sneakers in general under the AND1 brand. Your top 3 favorites.
Of course, the Tai Chi is in there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I like the Rise. That's the one that Chauncey Billups wore. The rise was dope. And I would have to say, we were like the first ones to do that slip-on sneaker, the 2 Chillin'.
Yes. Y'all, you gotta bring them back.
I'd have to say the 2 Chillin'.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
With the color on the heel and the toe.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'll have to say that.
I'm gonna put these on. I ain't fucking with no flops. After I get through rocking, let me throw my chillins on. Man.
Yeah, I'll have to say that.
Let me tell you how crazy that was with the 2 Chillin', man.
Yep.
That had got so big that fraternities used to do special orders.
For real?
Yes.
That slip-on was crazy, dude.
Yes.
That slip-on was crazy. Yeah.
And it felt like your feet was comfortable in them, bro. With no socks. You ain't need no ankle sock, no nothing.
Yep. But I'll tell you a story too about I don't know if y'all remember the shoe Ben Wallace used to wear, the Chosen one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ben told me a story that the year that the Pistons won the championship, that whole year he wore 2 pair of shoes. You know, now these players, you know, they get a new pair every game almost.
Yeah.
Right.
Ben said that whole year he wore 2 pair of shoes. Because, you know, players get superstitious.
Right.
But he said the shoe was so comfortable and everything, and I was playing so good. The team was playing good. He said, I wore 2 pair. I had a home and away color. And he said, they were falling apart. The equipment guy tried to switch them out. He said, I had to curse him out, like, don't touch my shoes. He said, I taped them together. He said, I put tape on them. And he ended up wearing 2 pair of shoes the whole year. You know? So that's crazy,
insane,
man.
I love it though, but that's insane though.
Yeah.
Look, I got one of my old slams. Look.
There it is.
Yep.
Look at the KG low. And then up here in the corner.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Slam, because Slam has been, man, a friend to AND1.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Slam.
That's the street ball. That's the basketball Bible right there.
Dude.
My man Dennis them over there at Slam. Yeah.
That was so crazy. Look, you got the Slam magazine, you got Rucker Park, you got a brand called AND1 born from the Rucker Park. It's a fucking partnership. How can you not, like,
hey man.
Dude, remember the Rucker, remember who did this? Right now, it is something they say you can watch summer basketball because the NBA TV used to advertise, used to play
Rucker,
the Rucker games on TV. Like you can go to the NBA TV and watch it.
And what's so crazy, a lot of people don't realize that all the first AND1 guys, they got their nicknames at Rucker Park because they were playing in Rucker, and they got their nicknames at Rucker, and then they used them at AND1.
Wow.
But all of them, Half Man, Shane the Dribble Machine, Skip the Malou,
Future,
Main Event, all of them got their names at Rucker.
Wow. Hey, we got to talk about your boy. Who on the mic at Rucker giving out the names? Is it the Hannibal man?
Well, you got Hannibal. You had Duke Tango. You had Duke. They had like 3 different mic guys that, you know, that had names. Like if you speak to Skip, Skip had a different name at first. I forgot what Skip said his name was at first, but he didn't really like it.
Yeah.
So
remember he told us it was like Speed or Quick or something like that. Remember?
Yeah. But he said one time he got the ball on the break and started skipping up the court, and the dude was like, "Skip to my look," and it stuck.
Dude, hold on. Y'all started these 2 things too at the games at halftime. Some dude used to get up off the side and start dancing start doing the
Harlem Shake.
Doing the Harlem Shake on the game. Y'all started that, and then y'all started this. Y'all would take a homeless person who at the game, he be all looking all, straight homeless, no shave. Y'all will go across the street, whatever, somebody go get him some gear, and then y'all show him again at the end of the game, and he looking drippy.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It was a whole the Rucker culture, the AND1, man. That was the time too, man, when street ball was crazy, man. But since COVID and everything, and too, man, a lot of these young kids, they don't want to play in the park no more. They got trainers and all this. And I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. But we learn the game by going to the park, playing in the park. That's how we learn the game. And, you know, and you wasn't scared to go, you know, take your lumps in these games and playing against the older guy. That's how you learn the game.
Hey, and that's what I tell them all, G. I say, nah, you ain't just don't like to play in the park. You motherfuckers scared of real competition. You don't want to go in that city. You don't want to go in Baltimore. You don't want to go to the Dykeman. You don't want to go, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just want to go do that. That's what it is. You're scared of competition, bro. You conduct no competition in back when we was coming, man. You conduct nobody.
Not if you call yourself a real ball player, you couldn't.
No.
Not if you call yourself a ball. And as a real ball player, when you getting those skills, you want to go in that park and test. You know, let me see what I'm working with. Look,
I could tell you this because these guys told me about the game. So Will played in this with St. Joe's, his team in this. I want to say Triton Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
King High School, the #1 high school in the country at that time. All they players going D1.
Yep.
Will had to go up against them in the summer.
Yeah.
He conduct that. He couldn't say, "Oh, I can't show up to this game, coach." You remember what I'm talking about, Will?
Yeah, I remember. And you know what I remember too? I remember Sonny Cox saying, "Will somebody guard that dude? Because he's killing y'all." That's what I remember.
Jamie Bradley, Fred Schofield. Come on, man.
They had some beast out there. Dex, I want to ask you this, man. Last question on this thing, man. AND1 is so international. It is so well known. What are your 3 favorite cities, either here or overseas, that you've been to?
3 favorite cities, man. Well, of course, man. Of course, I'm gonna say New York. New York is one. And this is just basketball wise, or
no, just basketball wise. That AND1 has just taken you to.
Man, I've been all over the place, man. But I think too, man. I love the cities with that strong, even though now basketball is turned into a global sport now.
Yeah.
It's a global thing now. I remember at one time, you know, basketball now is not like, you know, it doesn't have an off season now.
No.
Basketball is all year round now, you know.
Yep.
You know, the finals just ended, but now you got Summer League coming up. You got WNBA going on. You got AAU going on. You got, you know, so basketball is all year round now, but I love, you know, towns with that strong, that basketball culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you know, now you got places like Texas now that are picking up basketball wise. Yeah. You know, I love like places like Chicago. You know, I love, you know, these basketball places that don't back down, man. And I just love like, and with Texas, it was known for football, but now. Basketball, and like too, I always have this conversation with my boys where New York, man, we still want to say we the Mecca. But I'm like, guys, these other cities is
no, y'all the Mecca. Yeah, believe me, I'm from Chicago. I'm a historian on this shit. Y'all do it at the Nike Pro City in the air-conditioned joint. And y'all do it on the outside still right now today. Ain't no violence for the shut. None of this. It's like it's fucking sacred. Like it's, you can't, hey man, don't come over here with that shit.
Yeah, man. But you know, you got other places catching up, man, where, you know, you got places like Texas, man, they putting out some talent down there, man.
Yeah.
You know, they putting out some talent down in Texas. That state is so big, man, that they are putting out some talent in Texas, man, because them kids in Texas, man, I try to tell people they're so athletic and they have a different mindset. When I was younger, it was like, if you didn't get a scholarship, dude, you either gonna work at the oil refinery, you're gonna work at the plant, at the oil refinery, the gas station, the grocery store. So in your mind, you like, I gotta get out of here. So I'm gonna go hard to get this scholarship to get out of here, dog. You know, just like I'm sure with y'all, man, even though it wasn't an oil refinery, but y'all knew if I don't get out of here, man, it might be bad.
Hey, but you know what? I always tell kids, it was a different time back then, but the mindset, it shouldn't change no matter if you come from a suburban kind of middle, together, well-to-do family, and you got everything, or if you come from a poor side of it where you got to scrape for everything and you getting handouts and you getting taken care of by Uncle Mom. The one thing don't change is that you will get a scholarship if you shine every time you hit that flow.
Yeah.
Ain't way a college coach is not gonna miss you.
Agee, we had a different grind too, though, man.
Yeah.
You grew up in the hood. There's a different grind, man.
Sometimes the motivation's just different.
It's different.
It's
different.
There
dude.
you go.
Like you mean, just like, man, when y'all was in the thing, man, when y'all was in the documentary, I'm sure y'all mindset was, hey, man, I'm trying to get this scholarship. I'm trying to, if possible, get to the league, take care of my family. But the first thing was, I knew my family, my mom and dad couldn't afford to send me to college.
Right.
Speak it.
I probably still would have been paying college loans right now. So, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
You got so y'all was probably like, we had a different motivation. Yeah. Just like I saw y'all, y'all like, I gotta go hard, dog.
Yeah.
I gotta go hard, dude. My mom and dad can't afford to send me to school.
Yeah. And guess what? And they was letting you know too. You need to get out there and go practice.
Hey, but that's the thing, Will. These kids now, they want to sit in the house and play video games. And I was like, man, with us, I want to hurry up, come home, do my homework because I want to get outside.
Man, let me tell you how crazy it was when we was coming up. I remember coming home from St. Joe's just to keep my edge. I used to take different buses to get home so I can stop at different parks.
Yeah.
I remember I was riding down the bus trying to see if Agee was out there on the playground. I mean, I would just do it because I wanted different parks. You just get off the bus and you start hooping.
Come on,
Didn't
man.
know nobody at the playground.
And who's not gonna be inspired, man, by like what Arthur was going through in the documentary, man, where you come home and the lights turned off and you know, man, come on, man. Like Will said, dude, that's a different type of motivation.
Yeah.
Where you know what I'm saying? Whereas if, like you said, if you're from a well-to-do family, you might be on some, hey, yeah, man, if I get a scholarship, cool. If not, mom and dad can pay. Dude, we didn't have that plan B.
Now it's Arthur. Damn, is Arthur okay? His lights are off. He may have some mental health issues. I ain't got time to be thinking about no damn mental health. I got to get these damn lights back on.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It's like I said, man. Any kid that hasn't seen that Hoop Dreams documentary or anybody that's in back, dude, that's something that needs to be, just like they tell you if you're in certain business, this is a book you need to read.
Yeah.
You need to see that documentary, man, just to see what you guys went through and, how you guys got through that and what you guys are doing now, man. That's motivation right there, man.
That's what it's all about too, man.
That's what it's about,
Dex,
man.
We want to thank you for doing halftime with us.
Yes, sir.
I want to jump back into this thing, man. I want to jump into an iconic moment in AND1 history.
Uh-oh, I think I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going. Iconic. Matter of fact, I got him. I meant to bring him upstairs with me. But to me,
Yep.
the most iconic moment.
Okay.
Slam dunk contest.
I knew you was going there. I knew you was going there.
Carter got on the Tai Chi joints.
Yeah.
Man, what did that do for the brand? Man,
that right there, man, like every All-Star Weekend dunk contest, how many times is that replayed, man? That took the brand to a whole nother level, a whole nother stratosphere. Man, and just think about it too, that Vince was playing with the Raptors at that time. And remember, that's a whole country that was behind that team. But I mean, that right there, man, that to this day, that is still an iconic moment in AND1, man. Yeah. I'm actually, man, we've actually been for the 30th anniversary trying to reach out to Vince.
Yeah.
To try to do something with him for the 30th anniversary. Vince, if you ever watch this, I'm trying to get at you, brother.
That's right. Yeah. Come on, BC.
but hey, me and Will will track his ass down.
Hey, man, we've been trying to get in touch with VC, man, but that moment right there, dog, because, Vince, I mean, now these kids be doing that that East Bay funk dunk through the legs like it ain't nothing. But when Vince first did that, dog, and just the excitement behind that, when you seen all the, from Shaq and all those guys at that dunk contest with their cameras out,
right?
Because they knew Vince, man, it was just crazy, man. And like I said, that to this day,
give us the story on it, D, because the word is that didn't nobody from AND1 know he was gonna do this.
No,
he had just got through wearing them ugly ass Pumas that deal. I guess his agent had fucked him out of. He gave it, kind of gave it to him with no grease. So he kind of left the Puma deal.
He was saying the Puma, the shoes were, he said they were, wasn't comfortable to him no more. And I don't know the particulars in the deal or whatever, but he was, really didn't want to be in the deal anymore. And at the time, I think it was a non-compete where he couldn't wear, because I think they kind of figured, they heard the rumblings that he was trying to go to Nike or go to somebody. Mm-hmm. But I think in the non-compete, he couldn't wear those other brands.
Right.
So of course, here come this new brand, AND1, blah, blah, blah. And they, why don't you try these out?
That's right.
It's not Nike, it's not Adidas, it's not the people that you really can't, mess with. So why don't you try these out? And, basically they gave him the shoes, and like I said, nobody really knew that he was going to rock with them like that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So on the biggest stage, in the world, for him to come out
watching.
And that shoe is so iconic too, man, because just the cut line on that shoe, where you don't have to know, you don't have to see the brand AND1 on it.
Yep.
But you can see that shoe from afar and like, that's that Tai Chi.
Yep.
but not just that, Dex. Not just that. That shoe is so iconic because y'all also introduced something to the basketball world that we had not seen. It was half leather, and then at the suede. I mean, that was just like, what?
Suede. Yep.
What is that?
Yep. Yeah, man. So it was a lot of different things that went into, like you said, that made that shoe iconic, man, because it was like just the aesthetic of it and how it looked. And like you said, leather, half suede hat, and just the cut lines on it. And
even the tongue on the shoe.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Crazy.
So it was, like I said, it was real special, man. And just that moment of Vince wearing that and just the dunks he was doing. And like I said, man, every dunk contest All-Star weekend, that's replayed. Like how many times?
Yeah.
All I know is I went out and got a pair.
Hey,
I think
man.
everybody went out and got a pair.
Hey, man, even when Kobe was in between deals.
Look at that shit right there.
Look at that. Hey, man.
That shit
iconic.
Right there, boy. I need that as a poster, bro. In the man
iconic.
Cave.
and even when Kobe was in between deals, he even tried AND1. Mm-hmm. If you search Google, you can see Kobe.
Oh no, I've seen Kobe in AND1.
Yeah, he wore AND1.
Which ones? I've never seen him in a pair of AND1.
I forgot the name of it. Yeah, he wore him in the game.
Yeah, he wore him in the game.
Yeah, he was
gold,
in between.
He got a gold uniform on.
Yeah, he was in between deals, and he was just trying out other sneakers. He was trying out.
I think I did see it. He got the gold Tai Chi's on, right? The gold and white ones.
He had on, I forgot the name of the shoes.
I thought these were black.
It was black. It was black with a strap on the top. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot which model.
He had the black AND1s on. But Kobe wore a bunch of shoes that year. He was wearing the Cons. He was wearing all kind of shoes.
He wore the weapons, the Converse weapons. Yeah, he wore a lot of stuff, man. So, yeah, dog, it was dope, man.
Speaking of that legendary shoe, man, I'm going to brag a little bit right now, Agee. Mm-hmm. Because Dex sent me a pair about a couple of years ago. I have never even taken them out the box, man.
You ain't took them out the box?
I ain't took them out the box. They still sitting in the box with the paper wrapped on them, man.
What color?
It's so iconic. Oh, it's the VC ones. It's
the red and white ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
They so iconic. I don't even want no dirt to touch them, man. That's how crazy it is, man. I'm just like, no, I can't even put these on, man. It's that iconic, man.
Yeah, we actually just re-released them in Champs. We released like a small amount of pairs in Champs. It's done very well. And then now I think we're gonna kind of put the Tai Chi's in the vault. But when we bring them, if we bring them back out, it's only going to be limited editions where, for the 30th anniversary, we might bring out a pair with the 30th anniversary logo.
Yeah.
We might bring out a pair with the mixtape tour logo.
Mm-hmm.
We might do it, we talking about doing a collab with like Skip and some other mixtape tour guys where it's only going to be some special times you're going to see the Tai Chi coming out now.
Right. Dex, let me ask you this. What have you seen difference in the marketing and promotion of a sneaker now? What has changed since you was in the business, and you seen it grown to this point? Like you were just explaining to us about re-releasing these shoes from the corporate part as well as the street knowledge of knowing how to release a shoe and what to do with it. Give us that thought process of how it used to be, and then you say, so many pairs, you don't want to water it down.
Yeah. Well, too, the sneaker game has changed so much, man. Back in the days, when you bought a basketball shoe, it was only to play basketball in. You went to the court and something else, and you threw on your shoes to play ball. Now, it's harder with these kids because it has to perform. And now it has to look good. It has to be like lifestyle. Because now a kid not only want to play ball, he want to rock him with his jeans, rock him with his shorts. So it has to be light. Whereas you don't want to compromise, I might have to compromise something where, it's not as mobile. It's not going to protect your ankles. Because now these kids, they want it light as ever. It has to look good. It has to perform. So now it's a little harder now. It's a little harder now. And as far as the marketing goes, man, it's like these kids get so much of an overload of information now. That the marketing has to be fresh, and it has to be. And now too, it's not just about marketing. You have to re-educate this new, like the new generation. Like with us, I remember, man, we were at an AAU event, and we had the mixtapes where we were giving them away, but they were on DVD. And the kids were looking at the DVDs like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, what am I supposed to do with this shit? Like, what?
Y'all got a contraption to play this song? What is this?
So at the time, I told the kids, hey, you could put it in your PlayStation, or you could put it in your Xbox, and you could play, you could actually play the actual DVD. So they were like, oh, okay. But it's just changed, now.
Right.
Imagine if we try to bring back a VHS.
Right.
Just for nostalgia purposes, man. But it's just now you have to, not only do we have to market, but we have to re-educate this new generation, about the brand and about, now you can't just sit back and talk about what you used to do.
Yeah.
You got to connect it now.
Yeah.
That's right.
You got to connect it now. And that's why right now, it's so big to do, when you got influencers now, and when you got rappers pushing basketball shoes now.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people don't realize that in the Kevin Garnett commercial, when we had not Jada Kiss, not Sheik Luch, what's the other kid in the lock? In the locks? We had Styles P and Kevin and KG. They were in a commercial together. You look at the old KG commercial, like you said, when he was in the rain.
Yeah.
We was the first one to kind of connect that. And then you remember Jada Kiss did it with AI.
Yeah.
But we was kind of the first ones to do that. But now you have rappers that are, pushing basketball shoes. Because now these kids connect more with the music and with the, and it's tough now that, we got some feedback that a lot of the NBA players, a lot of these young kids are not connecting to, that they connecting to the younger guys. And now it's not even as much as what you're doing on the court. Now they like these guys for what they're doing off the court, where
absolutely
now it's even bigger what these guys are wearing in the tunnel going to the game.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
These kids, they want to see this dude got on the fronts with the diamonds in. He got the jewels on. He got his now his swag off the court. These kids are more connected to now. So man, it's just now as marketing, man, it's just a whole lot of other things that's more involved with it now. Where now it's the music, it's so crazy now. You got to look at not just if a player has swag on the court. Okay, what's his social media following now?
Right.
It's just different.
That leads me into this. Perfect lead into this. So your new guy, Fred VanVleet, how's his sneaker and the brand is doing in Toronto?
We have Fred. Fred is not with us no more. I think Fred signed with Lei Ning. But when we have Fred, like I said, that Canada market, it's a whole country that's behind the Raptors. Wow. So anybody that's involved with the Raptors, like when we had Fred, dude, it was amazing. Yeah. Like we did, in stores, and we did stuff with Foot Locker Canada, and and the whole country, they get behind their players. Yeah. And it doesn't hurt that Fred was like an underdog, man. Fred went undrafted, won an NBA title, and Fred is just a great dude off the court too. So when you went like anybody,
and
if you're
a Chicago kid,
Chicago kid, right? Chicago kid, man. Well, Fred is a beast, dude. That dude could play, dog. And like I said, it wasn't. I mean, when we had an in-store, and Fred and I explained that Dex didn't come get me after the NBA title. I had been trying to get Fred. Shit, I saw Fred at Wichita State. I was like, yo, who is this kid, yo? But for whatever reason, we couldn't connect, because then, he was with another brand and we couldn't connect. But finally we connected, and Fred kind of knew, like, yo, Dex had been trying to mess with me since, Right. So, but yeah, man, just to.
Hey, I like it. I like all the colorways y'all did on his sneaker. Yeah, I like his shit. His shit was done real tasteful and detailed.
His shoe was done very well, and we incorporated stuff with, with his family, his kids. Yeah, we had little stuff on there about his kids, about Rockford, about different stuff like that, and a couple of our guys we got now, Lance Stevenson and Norman Powell. Yeah, the same thing. On Lance's shoe, we pay homage to Coney Island. Yeah. And where he's from. And for Norman, we designed like 4 separate shoes with him and his homeboys, where it had stuff on there about they love video gaming and stuff that they do. And we did a shoe that his sister and his mother designed. And it was a strong woman shoe, paying homage to all the strong women in Norman's life.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He had an uncle that used to love USC football, and we did something about his uncle, and that's with any player that we sign, we try to dig deep with them and like get those nuggets. Like, right. With some players, we had some players who they had family members that were in the military. So for Veterans Day, we paid homage to their family that was in the military. We just paid homage to different things in this people's life, because, to us, it's not just he signed And1. We try to make it a family thing.
Right. Because what you're actually doing, you're not just trying to sell a sneaker to a kid or his daddy or a young girl. You're trying to sell also that he's a human being. Also, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like he go through the same things that you may go through. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and that's a big thing, man. Where with this brand And1, the big thing I've been preaching to. And what I love about the Streetball thing is we want to make everybody feel like they're a star. Yeah. Like you the star of this, man. Like come on, man. We the Streetball guys, man, like I said, it got to a point where And1 was just like taking guys that were just playing Streetball and made them, into international stars. And the other way around, those guys helped build up And1. Yep. Those guys helped build up And1, man, and every guy that was a member of the of the mixtape tour and whatever, all of them were about community. Yeah, they were about community and going back to the hood and we want to go to that park and we want to play. It was about community for them, man.
For me, every time I see the professor, I'm like, I kind of saw him being like the white chocolate of And1. Yeah, but he was one dude that I did not see the shit that he was able to do off of that as Grayson Boucher. Yeah, he has really leveraged and extended that And1 presence into his own global. You know what I'm saying? And that's beautiful to see, man.
I think a lot of the guys, man, when the 30 for 30 hit, a lot of them now are starting to get back out there, man. If you see Skip, now he's doing T-shirts and stuff. And, people are calling Skip to do clinics all over the country now, but going into the 30th anniversary, one of the main things when I first came back to the brand, I reconnected to a lot of the mixtape guys. Because when I came back, I asked them, I was like, hey, you guys don't have a relationship with these guys no more?
Right.
And they really didn't have a relationship with these guys. And I'm like, come on, man, we got to reconnect with these guys. They were the ones that helped build this brand. And they are a big part of the culture and a big part of this brand. So that was one of my main things, is to reconnect with them. And now, we have a relationship back with a lot of the guys. I still speak to Fess and Sauce and, and a lot of the guys. And, in the future, we gonna start doing more stuff with them. And, whether it's camps, clinics, whether it's collabs, whether it's, just getting behind some of the things they're doing and letting them be a voice again in the brand. Yeah. That's one of the big things that, that we're going to look to do, man.
Yeah, that's why it connected the culture so much, because they had a voice. They were speaking for that Streetball dude that, that got cut from his junior college team, and he feel like I ain't got nothing else to do now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a whole nother, man. It was, like you said, man, a lot of guys, everybody that started playing ball, man, let's be honest, your dream was, I want to make it to the league.
Absolutely.
But AND1 gives you that alternative where, dude, you were traveling all around the world. You was making some good money. You were on TV. You were doing commercials. You were, so it made you feel like, you was in that league, And a lot of the guys, they'll tell you stories where they go to different clubs and different places, and they got a lot more love than NBA guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so crazy that you say that, though, Dex, because I even think the same thing for Agee and I. We wanted to make the league, but Hoop Dreams has made us feel like we've made the league because of the love you receive. But I appreciate you, man, connecting with them guys because of your connection, and then let me be a part of the family, man. I get to talk to AO and these guys, man. I'm just like, man, it's so special. But I got to ask you this, though, Dex.
Yep.
The rebirth of AND1.
Yep.
Man, y'all came out with the Fire, the Attack shoe.
Yep.
Attack 1, and then the Attack 2 took it to a whole nother level. Who's the brainchild behind that?
The designer, his name is Ryan Holler. Ryan Holler. Yeah, that was his baby. The Attack 1, the Attack 2 was his baby. And now, I don't know if you look on, I think Lance Stevenson's and also Norman, if you look on their IG, you will see pictures of the Attack 3.
Really?
Yeah, the Attack 3, that's going to be dropping on the 30th anniversary the year. But the Attack 3 is crazy. Again, Ryan Holler. And I think my other guy, Ben, one of the other designers, my man Ben, kind of helped out on the Attack 3. But that's it's going to be a big shoe for us as well, the Attack 3. And that's going to be like our performance shoe. And y'all
got in the low top version too, I see.
Well, yeah, the Attack 3, yeah. That's going to be like the low top version. It's like mid, because a lot of guys don't wear high tops like we used to back in the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And then, like I said, the 30th anniversary, we got some more retros that's coming. That are coming back out. We got some more lifestyle stuff that's coming. We got some big things coming, man. Got a lot of big things coming.
And I love to wear old brands that I grew up on like that. Like show up to somewhere with a motherfucker whole head to toe down and one down. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be like, damn.
Yeah.
Agee rocking that.
What's so crazy is our parent company, we have some other brands that's under our umbrella that, that now I'm not going to just be working on AND1.
Right.
I'm sure I'm going to say this brand. You guys probably going to know. I don't know if y'all remember Avia.
Absolutely.
Avia, what? Showed down a pair of them in Hoop Dreams.
Avia, we just dropped the Avia 830s and they blew out.
Y'all bought the 830s back? I'm only saying that because when I was in high school, When we was playing in that Triton tournament, that's what we won, was the Avias 830.
Yeah, we just brought those back, man. We just
Please tell me y'all didn't change the soul.
No, didn't change nothing.
Oh,
Didn't change nothing, man.
Thank you, God.
So we retroed them. You could go on the IG is a Via Legacy at a Via Legacy. We just dropped those, man. Like we did a limited run, man, and we just dropped them. And it was just really on some lifestyle, just dropping some retro stuff. And like a lot of they said Rick Ross came into the store down in Atlanta, Walters. They said he bought like 6 pairs of them.
Damn.
Lamar Odom.
Here, boy.
Yeah, Lamar Odom.
Yes.
He wanted them, but they didn't have them in his size 16. But
Damn.
So yeah, we about to, I'm gonna be involved in that now on the legacy side, on the retro basketball side.
Oh yeah.
On the lifestyle side with a Via. So that's something else that we got coming.
I've been wanting to ask you this for a very long time, Dex, especially for a Via and your other brands.
Yep.
One of the questions I've always wanted to ask you, particularly when it comes to partnerships, has the partnership with Walmart helped or hurt the brand?
At first, because that's the only place that we were in, people was like, oh, it's a Walmart brand, it's this and that. But what I try to explain to people is, which I got to understand, especially in these times, everybody can't afford $120, $130 pair of sneakers.
Yep.
I said, but people still want to be a part of it.
Yep.
That's right.
People still want to be a part of the movement. So I said, y'all got to understand, because, people, it's crazy that people don't look at Walmart as cool, but them same people will be in Walmart with a basket full of stuff.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
Because I know, especially when I come, I might go to, they got those smaller Walmart, but when you go down south, when they got the super Walmarts,
The super centers.
man, I could be in there all day.
That's right. That's right.
I could be in there all day. You go in there for a few things, come out with a basket full of stuff. But at first it was people were looking at it as, no, that's not cool. Y'all only in, but that was because when we were rebuilding, we were only in Walmart. And I'll be honest with you, man, that Walmart business saved us during the pandemic.
I bet it did. Yep.
It saved us during the pandemic, man, because we do a lot of business with Walmart, man. And listen, man, and like I said, everybody can't afford $100, $120, $130 pair of sneakers, man. And if you go to Walmart, we got some great like apparel in there, some great stuff in there. You can get AND1 socks, underwear. You can get all type of stuff in there, man. And it's it's not a bad thing, dog. It's like
hell no, dude. I'm
like you said,
it's not. I got on some AND1 underwear right now.
You know the reason why I like it, and the one side of the culture, which is our culture, they won't understand this because when you're in Walmart, you're getting the Hispanic, you're getting the middle-aged white, but don't want to spend that money on no $200, $100, and they got 3 and 4 kids. So now I can get 4 pairs of AND1 shoes, 4 outfits for each kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why I like it. When Shaq even said,
let me ask this though, Agee. Let me ask this though. I get what you both are saying, and I am 100% in agreement with it.
Yep.
But AND1 is also trying to, or maybe they're not trying to, become that super brand again too. How do you balance that?
Let's think about it. Now that we are in Champs and we're in Foot Locker and we're in these different places, now people are not just saying, "Oh, you're just a Walmart brand now."
Gotcha.
Right.
So now it's kind of, at the time we were just in Walmart, but now that you're outside of that, it's like I said, for some reason, you got certain cult that don't think it's, it's not cool to be in Walmart. But just because you're in Walmart doesn't mean it's bad, it's lower quality. It doesn't mean that, it's just, this is a place where you can go get stuff that's affordable.
Yeah. Hey, listen, truthfully though, if you ain't careful, you go in Walmart and they'll spend $1,000. It ain't like everything in Walmart cheap either. So you gotta be careful too.
So like I said, I think in the beginning, it because of, like I said, because of what people think in the culture and stuff, it hurt us in that way. But like you said, if you're a mother or if you're a father and, during the pandemic, you're having a hard time, but you can go in there and buy some outfits and some shoes and some underwear and some socks for your kids. And for back to school, you can go buy you an AND1 book bag out of Walmart, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't have to be, that expensive and that crazy. Hey, it's all good with me. And like I said, everybody can't afford to go to Foot Locker or go to Champs or go to, hey, if you can, that's great, man. That's great. Right. But, you might still want to be a part of that AND1 movement. Yeah. Oh, they got that and they got the shorts and the shirt and the tent and oh, let me go get that.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I had all my kids in it.
Yeah.
Look, the thing about it is that it represents our street ball playground hoop culture, no matter how many fucking years it's been. That's why it's still relevant and cool, bro, because it represents that basketball playground culture still.
Yeah.
But they got a conscience too, man. There's a conscience behind it.
Yeah.
It is, man, because, we it's just like back in the days, man, we would go play ball and it wasn't no fashion show.
Right.
You go to the court, you like, yo, I'm going to get busy. I ain't. Now, man, these kids, they want to have the matching shorts with the shirt and the socks and the we was going, yo, we go
slides. You got to have the slides on.
Dude, they come to they didn't made coming to the court like the NBA intro shit now. They got headphones on. They got a whole nother outfit on, Crocs, slides, and then it's like you sitting on the court like with your shirt off. You just sitting there with some raggedy ass shorts on, just like. I'm gonna fuck this guy up real bad when he get on the court.
But what's so crazy is they come in an outfit and change to their ball outfit.
That's right.
They come to the court in the outfit and change to another outfit. Well, we came. Hey, what you see is what you gonna get on that court.
And not only that, we had that outfit on all day because you dried off and went back to the court. So,
or you going from court to court.
We going from court to court.
I'm going from court to court.
Hey, Dex, listen, man, we done took up so much of your time, man.
Hey, man, I enjoyed it, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, man, it's an honor, man. Like I said, that Hoop Dreams documentary, man, it meant a lot to me, and I'm sure that anybody that's played ball or in this business, man, if you ain't seen that documentary, shame on you. Shame on you, man.
I want to commend you, man, for just being a voice for the culture and being in them rooms, sitting up there and you trying to explain to these people what the connection is and this and that, and they still don't get it. You speaking for a lot of and look like us. You speaking for a lot of other guys out here, man. When you go in there and do them brands, so when they tell you no and no and no, and you keep plugging. Now you in Champs and Foot Locker, man. That's the shit that I want our listeners to understand, that you just not in that position. You're in that position to, to make it kind of a little bit easier for other people when they try to get deals. You know what I'm saying? Because I know one of my guys here in Chicago, he got a deal with Puma, Fly, and Fashion Geek.
Okay.
They got a little collaboration with Puma. So man, I know they had to look to, they know you and look to you.
Yeah. And one last thing I want to say, man, is on the Rucker side, man, a lot of people.
Hold on, Dex, we ain't finished.
Oh, we ain't finished?
I mean, I got one more question and AG got another question, but you jumping ahead of us. We're going to give you the time to say all that. As a matter of fact, that is my next question for you.
Okay.
It's a two-parter.
Okay.
As much as you can tell us.
Yep.
What do you have coming up for the 30th anniversary of AND1? And what is coming next for the Rucker brand? And then AG going to hit you with the final question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. AND1, like I said, 30th anniversary, big anniversary for us, man. We bringing back, some retros, a lot of nostalgic stuff. Like I said, it's talks of bringing back the bus. It's talks of bringing back, the tour, but starting like with open run stuff,
mm-hmm.
Where you pull up to the park, the bus, open run.
Yep.
You're gonna see us doing a lot of stuff with some of the mixtape OGs. A lot of dope, product coming, footwear, apparel. We're gonna, do some community stuff. Some paint the parks, some youth stuff that we're trying to get involved with. We're gonna start getting into some NIL stuff.
Really?
With the college kids. Also, AND1, we're gonna get into more women's basketball.
Love it.
Because two, man, we always hear about streetball from a man's perspective. But we never hear about that side from the women. And you got some girls out here that play street ball and play in the parks and play. So two, we're gonna get into women's basketball, man. Just some exciting stuff, man. And on the Rucker brand, man, we are continuing to to build the brand. We got another launch with Foot Locker coming soon. We are talking to some bigger partners about possibly coming under their umbrella with the Rucker brand. And man, we just trying to, like I said, my partner Chris, he gets frustrated that it's a lot of people out here that want to rub up against the name and use the credibility and do things like that. On the community side, we're gonna try to, with the park refurb, and doing Rucker Parks all over the world. And a big push is we want to, there's no reason why Holcomb Rucker should not be in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
That's right.
This man is not in the Hall of Fame, and all the great players that have played in that park and Hall of Famers, and he's been nominated as a contributor, but he's not in the Hall of Fame yet. So that's a big thing that we want to do, moving forward, is we want to have a Holcomb to the Hall campaign. And try to get this man in the Hall of Fame because he deserves it. He, like I said, man, if this man is the godfather of streetball, man. Yeah. He's the godfather of streetball, man. Like, why is this man not in the Hall of Fame, man? His park is considered hallowed ground. Yeah. Where NBA players, everybody, they want to come touch it. They want to, we just want to continue to push that. But also, like I said, man, we're looking on the Rucker brand side for strategic partnerships, because right now we're just doing it all on our own. Yeah. So we're looking whether it's bigger brands or whether it's things like that, man. We're just looking to take it to the next level.
Love it, man. Love it. Love it.
Well, Dex, man, my last question for you, man.
Okay.
What's the next chapter in Dexter Gordon's hoop dream?
Oh, man. I think my whole thing is, man, I just, just continue to be grateful, man, show gratitude, of course, make my family proud, man. And I just want to, continue, speaking up for our culture, continue, in this business of basketball, continue doing bigger and better things, and just staying true to it, man. Just, never forgetting where you come from, showing love to guys like you, man, who, we got to give guys like, you guys, man, we got to give guys like you your flowers, man. Yeah. We got to give y'all flowers, man, or, guys like the guys from AND1, the Streetball OGs, we got to give these guys their flowers, man, and just continue to push the culture forward, man, and teach the young ones. Yeah. Teach this new generation and see, just take it further, man. That's my whole dream, man. Just to, like I said, keep moving it, man. Keep moving it forward.
That's what's up. Y'all heard it from Dexter Gordon.
Hey, Agee, let me tell you, man, how I met Dexter. So I knew who Dexter was. I knew what he's about. So I'm on Instagram, and I jump into his DM. I'm like, hey, Dex, this is Will Gates from Hoop Dreams, man. Would you like to sponsor my basketball team? I was like, my AAU team. Now, I didn't hear anything back for about a month. And then, out of the blue, Dex hit me back with a thing, said, is this the real Will Gates? I was like, yeah, man, here's my phone number.
Hey, listen. When he said, Will Gates, Hoop Dreams, I'm like, come on, stop it.
Right.
stop it. This ain't over. So you know me, I'm like, come on, man. This ain't Will. Hoop Dreams?
You know,
nah, stop it.
Let me vouch
So
for
when
man.
I call, I'm like, hold up, man. This is the real Will Gates, man. Yeah, man. Hoop Dreams. I'm like, come on, stop it, man.
I'm the gold of my era. I've been a trending topic. I'm as fly as a feather. My pockets macroscopic. See, with time I get better. I'm always in the action, kid. Know I got it locked from Chicago where the toughest live. Concrete jungle, earn my stripes on the pavement there. You make it here, then you can make it anywhere. No comparison. Your game is embarrassing. No one can touch me. I'm all for going there again. Yeah, I think I'm ballin' like I'm Will Gates. I'm hoop dreaming, trying to fight against a sealed fate. More faith, think I'm ballin' like I'm Martha Agee. I'm box office and one day they gon' have to pay me. Yeah, I think I'm ballin' like I'm Will Gates. I'm hoop dreaming, trying to fight against a sealed fate. More faith, think I'm ballin' like I'm Martha Agee. I'm box office and one day they gon' have to pay me.
Hoop Dreams the podcast, an Unlearning Network production. Written and produced by Arthur Agee, Will Gates, Matt Hoffar, with audio engineering from Matt Savage. For more episodes, check us out at www.unlearningnetwork.com.
Gotta be a dog to survive in this cold weather. Ice in my veins, no need for a warm sweater. I'm coming for it all, best believe I won't let up, yeah. Hey, I think I'm ballin' like I'm Will Gates. I'm hoop dreaming, trying to fight against a sealed fate. More faith, think I'm ballin' like I'm Martha Agee. I'm box office and one day they gon' have to pay me. Yeah, I think I'm ballin' like I'm Will Gates. I'm hoop dreaming, trying to fight against a sealed fate. More faith, think I'm ballin' like I'm Martha Agee. I'm box office and one day they gon' have to pay me.